Good morning, everyone. All right. I'm here. I'm with you. This is Austin. Meet me in the morning. Facebook changed up the platform and on the live feed on the desktop version. So here I am over in mobile. Actually, this is better. How are you today? Give yourself a moment to connect with yourself, connect with me, breathe. Maybe roll your shoulders. Give yourself a moment to connect. That's the bottom line. I mean, you're probably thinking a lot. What I've experienced, you're one of two places. You're overthinking and creating fear, or you're complacent, laid back, and escaping from the reality because you so needed a break from maybe the way you were living. Maybe you're seeking a breakthrough today. Maybe you're seeking some new revelation today. Maybe you're just seeking. I hope that you're seeking. Most importantly, that because if you're seeking, chances are you found me. My name's Austin Haynes, and I'm excited to spend some time with you today. How about that? So let me know how you are. Okay, I always ask because I want you to remind yourself to check in with you, because a lot of times we're so forward thinking, and we're thinking about the day, and we're thinking about what we have to do, and it can cause like obsession in the mind, and it can create anxiety and panic. It can change your biochemistry. These things are being scientifically proven today, and your breath can change your biochemistry. So allowing yourself to pause and just breathe and just give yourself a moment and ask yourself, what do you most need today? What is it that you most need? Is it clarity? Do you need to get clarity through what's going on? Do you need to reflect? Do you need to become more resourceful? Maybe you're sitting on resources untapped. You're not using them. I'm going to come in and I'm going to get you. All right. I want to read today from this book, The Self-Reliant Entrepreneur by John Jantsch. I've been reading it every day for you. I've been reading it every day, and today is Making a Living. And I had some challenges on the other platform with Facebook. It was acting weird, so I just said, my director and my producer came in. They said, cut, and then we started again. So here we are today. How are you? Let me know how you are. I just have accidentally queued up the music again, so that's a reason. I'm going to stick with that. So maybe we're going to do this. We're going to have some fun. Give yourself a moment. Just clap. Feel good right now. Maybe you got a cup of tea or coffee. Maybe it's your afternoon, evening, whatever. So just give yourself a moment. Do whatever you got to do. I don't care. Breathe, clap, roll your shoulders, whatever. Do whatever you got to do to feel good now. All right? It's morning. Birds are chirping. Allow yourself to feel good. Allow yourself to feel, and then allow yourself to feel good. So you can maybe you're feeling something, you need to let it go. And today I'm going to talk about making a living. Seems appropriate now, doesn't it? What say you? Check in. What say you? How are you doing right now in this very moment? Not how were you yesterday, not how are you going to be tomorrow, not how are you going to be later today. How are you right now in this moment? And I have a bulletproof coffee here this morning. I'm going to sip on that because last night, about whatever, there were storms that came through here last night, and thunder, and kind of refreshing to hear actually, but it woke me up, woke the dog up. She's looking at me like, what's going on? She's coming over, looking for some reassurance. And then as the rain was coming down and it was thundering, I just kind of paused and just felt good. I was just experiencing what was happening. And I just laid there for a moment and just feeling it, like letting the moment wash over me. And a lot of times when things come up, we fight them, we resist them. and when we're meant to let them wash over us. And sometimes it's a negative experience too. Like maybe you're sleeping and you get disrupted by a storm and you're thinking, oh, I got to get sleep. This shouldn't happen. But maybe if you allow it and you just embrace it, there's a moment after that that's perfect and beautiful, and you rest again and you get back to sleep, or you move on to the next moment. So take a breath and just ask yourself, what do you most need this morning? What is it that you most need today? And here's the other thing that I want to realize. Hey, Bridget, good morning. I'm going to be speaking at the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. Well, it's a virtual event, so you can, Bridget, if you want to post that, let people see that, because this one's open to the public. So everyone, we're doing Holistic Chamber of Commerce here in the Cherry Hill area. And it really doesn't matter. You could be anywhere in the world, I believe. But they're doing an event, a virtual event next week. Right, Bridget? Next Tuesday, the 14th. I think that's the date. And it's virtual, and it's going to be open for everyone. And they have a guest speaker there. I heard he's really good, but I don't really know the guy. I heard he's a little weird. I heard he wears a funny hat. Anyway, I'm the guest speaker. So it's a free interactive experience. Oh, see it there. It's hosted by Austin Haynes. Okay. So there it is. You can join that if you're getting value here. I speak from the heart. I'm not always believe me, I'm far from perfect. I mess up. But I just I had to get over myself in order to do this. And you may have to get over yourself in order to do what you need to do in this lifetime. And we can help you do that. But by all means, get involved if you want to just jump into this free event. It's a great group of people. They're all like healers, I swear. The people in this group, they're very healing. It's a very healing space. And I'm going to bring some of what I do and create an experience. I want to create an experience for you. Just like what I'm trying to do now is get you to stop for a moment. I mean, it's tough stuff, right? People click on, click off because they got to get to the next moment. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to move. But take a moment, and the thing is, here's what I want to invite you to do, and I'm going to get into the content here, so I'm glad you're hanging with me, is that what are you conscious about? You see what I mean? Like some people that are click on and click off of here are conscious. They're doing other things. But a lot of us are not conscious. We're all over the place. It's like just we're going here, we're going there, we're going there. And I just want to invite you to be conscious, and I want to invite you to be conscious in who you listen to and who you follow. I'm one option. I'm one option for you. You can say I'm going to consciously follow this guy because he served me. He said something that moved me. I feel the value. I feel like he's speaking from the heart. I feel like it's truth. I had one woman that saw a Facebook video that I never met before. And I was doing a video and something moved her in the video. And she said, I want that. I want to be in that sphere where people are vulnerable and they're transparent and they're open. And that's what we've created in our communities, in our private communities, is we've created this space for people. And I've actually had people that have had phobias that have gotten in our community and overcame them. That has happened. And so there's power in community, there's power in vulnerability, and there's power in doing what's in your best interest. And that's my message I've been saying in all these videos. There's noise, there's lots of noise. You may not even be able to turn it down all the time, but do what is in your best interest. You see, that's what I want for you. I want because your heart has a purpose, I say your heart because there's more science coming out about that too. We know that. But, the heart is a powerful source. It has its own intelligence. And your heart knows. Your heart knows what your head hasn't figured out yet. And so, but most people have been conditioned to not trust their heart because they've done it before and they've gotten hurt. They've been broken. People have hurt them. People have taken advantage of them. That's all real. I'm not saying that's not real. But there's something that's above that. There's something that transcends that if you allow yourself to feel. So let me read today. This is John Jant's book. Maybe one day I'll just come on here and ramble. How many people would like that? If I just come on here and just like completely just no preparation, just come on and start talking to you like straight from the heart. How many of you would love that if I did that? Maybe I can do that one day. The other thing I want to tell you, we're going to be putting in some music in here. I've been connecting with some musicians. I want to bring some music into this space because I know the power of music. Anyway, let me jump into here because I could go on. Let's talk about The Self-Reliant Entrepreneur by John Jantsch. Today is April 8th, right? Yeah, we're April 8th. It's 9 a.m. on the nose. And let's get in. It's called Making a Living, but stay tuned. It's called Making a Living, but stay tuned because you might get something here that's not what you think. Okay, turn your brain off a little bit. Just connect to the moment. Your brain will catch up. Let's go. Here we go. Making a living. I wish to suggest that a person may be very industrious and yet not spend their time well. There is no more fatal blunderer than they who consume the greater part of their life getting a living. All great enterprises are self-supporting. The poet, for instance, must sustain their body by their poetry, as a stream planing mill feeds its boilers with the shavings it makes. You must get your living by loving. You didn't expect that, did you? You must get your living by loving. This was written by Henry David Thoreau. Life Without Principle in 1854. Still relevant today. Okay, that's what Henry David Thoreau says. Now, what does the author say about that? As a burgeoning self-reliant entrepreneur, you likely have no objection to Thoreau's claim that you must get your living by loving. But imagine the mid-19th century reader. Nearly everyone today aspires to be some sort of entrepreneur, but hey, there was no internet back then. And the expectation was that you would toil away at something that served a purpose and fed your family. That you hated the existence it created was of little concern. Boy, isn't that the truth? But consider Thoreau's last sentence carefully. Does it make sense with all the options available today? So does it make sense with all the options available today to simply go about what you do just to make a living, or must your venture also allow you to make a life worth loving? The difference amounts to simply trading your days for something to come, or revealing in a self-supporting journey that feeds your soul now. How many of you need your soul fed? And listen, there's a spiritual sense of feeding your soul, but you can only pray and meditate so much. There's a spirituality in doing. Most people don't think about that, do you? The spirituality in the doing may just supersede the sitting. They both have value. Which do you most need? That feeds your soul now in every present moment. Oh, but you'll be tested every single day on this idea. Many days it will not feel more notable to starve than settle for a living that includes some bread. But then there will be those days when you see the impenetrable clarity that you are indeed making a living by loving. What role do you let loving play in your making a living? I'm going to read that last question again from the author here. We're talking about making a living while loving. Making a living while loving. on the entrepreneur's journey. But even if you're not an entrepreneur, the self-reliant journey that I believe is in us all, and that we can make a living while loving. Now, Henry David Thoreau wrote this back in 1854. So you can imagine how that was received when he wrote it. And he's telling people that we must get your living by loving. But now more than ever, can we dial into that? Your brain is wired to land on a decision either way, when what you most might need to do is just dance with the idea. See, when you dance with somebody, you're not necessarily marrying them, are you? Right? You're dancing with somebody, you may not be marrying them. So just like that, if you dance with the idea, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. It may just be a dance that you let go. But I want you to believe in the possibility that you can make a living doing what you love. And albeit your journey has wired into many different directions, and you still might be confused, you still might be lacking clarity, it doesn't matter. You can dial into it now, and now more than ever. Now more than ever, there's an opportunity for all of us. It's a great time to start a business. It's a great time to reinvent. It's a great time to refresh. It's a great time to be more grateful. It's a great time to figure out what's going on with your relationship. Are you deepening it, or has it slipped away? Are you dialing into what's most important, or have you settled by falling into what is important in someone else's agenda? I think as a society, we've slipped away to what's most important. As a society, there's families that are home right now. There's kids and parents that are home. They don't even know how to get along because they're not used to being together. There was a time in history when that was the norm, where parents were home with kids a lot. They spent a lot of time. Now, to spend a lot of time with your kids is like foreign. It's strange. You don't know what to do. You're used to dropping them off at school or daycare where you go to work. So things have completely shifted and things have completely changed. And I think rather than just, taking the information that we're getting, thanks, Kerry, clearing the distractions. So rather than just taking the information that's being pumped at us through these various pipelines, are these pipelines trustworthy, and can we dial into something deeper? And I think the something deeper is your own heart, your own intuition. You know more than you think you know. You do not give yourself enough credit, and I want you to give yourself that credit. Not from an egoic standpoint, but from a standpoint of every single living thing has a purpose. Every creature, everything has a purpose. But our human brains in the pool of society can be fooled to thinking that we're less, that we don't. And we can attach our self-worth to something that is not our truest ideal. So get rid of that. Your self-worth is validated. If nobody ever validated, I'm validating you right now. I'm validating you right now that you have a plan and you have a purpose for your life. Just because you're not good at one thing doesn't matter. Go get somebody that's good at that thing. You do what you do best, because that's where that love in making a living is going to come. It's when you're trying to do things for someone else, you're trying to be something for someone else, and you're failing at it, when it's not dialed into your truest heart intent, where the bottom starts to drop out and you're not connected. What role do you let loving play in your making a living? Take a breath. Just allow this information to marinate. And the one thing that's on my heart right now, and if you can help me, if I served you, emergencylifecoach.com is live. Emergencylifecoach.com was something that I created long before the COVID-19 thing. And my thought behind it was, there's lots of support out there, but emergencylifecoach.com is a platform designed to reach people when they need it the most. Not the next day, not 3 days later, not a week later. We're talking in an hour or less. We're targeting an hour or two, I should say, but some of the coaches are available immediately. So we have highly skilled life coaches that are standing by. If you are going through something right now, you're going through a breakup because maybe there's some conflict with the COVID-19, you're home, it's bringing emotions up. Maybe you are going through a job loss, a financial hardship, and you need emotional support. So emergencylifecoach.com is primarily for that psychological, emotional part. But we have resources. I have financial resources. I've linked up with some people that know what they're doing, small businesses that can get on the fast track to the stimulus. If you're looking for what to do with your finances, we have a financial first aid kit. So there's all these resources that we have, and my capital is my connections with the people that I've been blessed to meet on my journey. You know, when I started this journey about 5 years ago, I was working full time for a major corporation, and then I quit my job last year in July because I knew that I needed to follow my heart. I knew that even though it wasn't perfect, I knew that I need to do what I love, and I need to do it to make a living, whatever it takes to get there. And you need to put it all on the line. And when you're willing to put it all on the line, that's when great things happen. Boldness has power, magic, and genius in it. You know, that's the Goethe quote. I'll put that in there. But whatever you do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has power, magic, and genius in it. Begin it now. Now more than ever, we need people to step up, not sit back. And step up could be stepping up in your community, could be stepping up in your family, it could be being a leader, because things have changed. We can't just sit and think that things are going to stay the same and they're going to be what they were. Now, granted, they may return for some people, but my belief is they're not, that we are heading into a whole new genre, a whole new chapter of economics, of social, of the social platform, whatever you want to call it. Things are changing. So don't be left behind. Don't be sitting unconsciously complacent, wondering what's happening. Don't be overly extreme. Find your truth somewhere in the middle. And if you need coaches, we have emergencylifecoach.com. It's up and running. Emergency Life Coach is a platform that can help you. And if you're a life coach and you are skilled in dealing with people when they're in the heat of the moment and you have your certification, we're going to be looking for more life coaches on this platform. I want the best people. I want to create the largest immobilization of life coaches in history, because now more than ever, we need it. We need it. So I just want to say I love you. God bless you. Even if I don't know you, I love you because there's love in my heart, because I had to learn to love myself through all the mistakes, through all the lack of doubt, lack of worth, all this stuff. We all go through it. And I love you because I know every human being has something to give in this life. The divine has put an imprint on your soul that needs to be expressed in this universe, in this time, right now, more than ever. So get busy, get at it, do whatever you got to do today. Ask yourself questions, sit down, carve out some time. And you just heard Bridget, if you're still on here, can you share that link again? I'm going to be a special guest speaker at the Holistic Chamber of Commerce next week. It's a virtual event. Although it's a local chapter, it's opened up to the globe. So if this served you, like it, share it, follow me, and we'll see you tomorrow for Meet Me in the Morning. And let me just share with you the topic for tomorrow so I can kind of warm you up here. Okay, tomorrow, here we go. Tomorrow is going to be your atmosphere, your orbit, your ecosystem. We're going to talk about that. What is your atmosphere right now? Can we improve that atmosphere? So tomorrow morning, right around 8:45, join Austin Haynes for Meet Me in the Morning. I'm pouring my heart out here, pouring value to you. We got all kinds of things on the drawing board. I want to reach you where you are now. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, even if it's ugly, and then elevate, elevate, elevate. Because until you fully accept where you are emotionally, it's going to be very hard for you to elevate from there. So expect emotions to come up, expect them, accept them, and move past them. God bless you guys. Have an awesome day. I gotta keep this going. They say the darkest hour is right before the dawn. Blessings, everyone.